Hey guys, it's Cerulean Jake bringing to you another episode of Fire Emblem Engage, and in this episode we are moving right along in the story. In the last episode, I should say, I did mention that we have some preparations to make. Now, I don't specifically have any preps to make. Well, this dog, you're super hit or miss. I don't have any preparations to make because I already made all of them in the various episodes that I've been releasing here. So I'm good to go. However, I am going to go over a list of things that you should do before moving on to the next chapter. I'm not going to go into depth why, I'm just going to go over it. But first we need to figure out what to do here. So we're kind of out of just easy stuff to throw in there. I mean, we could do this. We could just get a 2-star. Because we're not going to need all these vulneraries. Yeah, it's kind of a shame. But we'll just take a 2-star. Yeah, it'll be fine. I think the best place to talk about this is in the arena. So, well, actually... Yeah, I'll just mention... There is one aspect that is outside of the arena, but I'll just mention it while I'm in there. So... This is going to be an optimal time for you to do all the training that you need to do. What do I mean by that? We are coming up on some specific events that are going to make things a lot more difficult to get the things that you want. So, I'm not referring to this type of training with the EXP. I'm referring to Emblem training. Here are the things that you need to go ahead and cover. You need... If there is a particular skill that you need to get that is going to make your character function, like if you value Cantor very highly, let's say, in that case, you need to go ahead and do it. That is one of the various things that you need to go ahead and do. Get that out of the way. Another thing that you should go ahead and do is if you are going to need something to promote. For example, what's a not very spoilery one? I mean, we could just go with one that we've already done. So with Anna. In order for Anna to promote into a... Well, I guess she didn't really promote. She kind of did a side promotion there. She did a second seal reclass. In order to reclass, all she had was Axe. She needed to learn how to use tomes as well as staves in order to reclass. Promoting is the exact same way. So if you're going to need to promote anytime soon, which your character should be there, all of them are like pretty much ready and raring to go. So that should be on your mind.
Fram, 33rd Steward of the Divine Dragon. It's okay. I'll win the next one.
All right.
Somehow I won.
Somehow. I wonder. But yeah, you should be keeping that in mind and going ahead and getting your proficiencies. Because I believe I've explained this already, but just in case, I'm going to go over it one last time. Say I wanted Jake to either promote, if he was a mage, I wanted him to promote into, or I wanted to reclass him into a mage/sage. Celica has magic proficiency, which means you become proficient with using that weapon, and you can class into any class that uses that weapon. Some classes will require more than one proficiency. So go ahead and get those out of the way. Do them. Leaf is a really good place to do that because he's proficient in pretty much everything. Axe at level 2, bow at 3, knife at 4, staff at 6, lance 7, sword at 8. Dude just does pretty much everything. So get all your proficiencies done. Get your class inheritance done. Another really important thing for you to do, make sure all of your engravings on your weapons from the forging master, make sure all your engravings are places where you would like them to be for a good long period of time. Because we are going to want those to be serving us for a good long while rather than going to waste. So this Marth engraving that I have on Liberation, that's good, and I'll probably just be leaving it there. It's a pretty generic one that a lot of people do, and I kind of just want to leave it the same to show that, yeah, your instinct is not wrong. This is good. You can leave it this way. But make sure you go ahead and use... I repeated what I said there. Go ahead and use all of your engravings and put them somewhere where they will be appreciated for a good long while. I believe that is all the things that you need to bear in mind before we move on. And with that, I think we might be done, because I've already inherited everything I want to inherit. I am perfectly happy to move on. Because I'm pretty sure... I know we just got another skill book. We might actually be able to get sword power level 2. It's 1,000. Well, I got 500. If I have 4 of the basic 100s, I could do it. I do. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and get sword power level 2. Because I do feel like the power skills at level 1 are just not very good. I wanted to go ahead and get it because it is something I want to use long term. But just at level 1, it's very unfortunate, the big trade-off that you're making there. But 4 damage? 4 damage for 10 avoid? That's pretty worth, I'd say. It's not bad at all. So we'll take it. So we got sword power level 2. That's pretty much, that is all the inheriting that I want to do. I'm pretty happy, and we can go ahead and move on. There is one last thing I'll go ahead and do before I cut forward. That way I won't need to cut anything again. And I won't be forgetting anything. I do want to go ahead and give a certain emblem ring a bio. Let's take a look at Emblem Veronica. We did just get her. Emblem Veronica is kind of a mixed bag. She has a lot of good, but she just still feels, for some reason, like she's kind of lacking. Maybe I'm just not using her right. But let me give you a little bit of a rundown on my impressions of her and what I think of her. Emblem Veronica, much like Leaf, is great for inheriting skills. She has a lot of things that you would love to inherit. The only issue is pretty much everything she has is crazy expensive. At least all the stuff that you really want. So she has Reprisal. We've seen that. If your HP is not full, it adds 30% of your lost HP to your attack. That's pretty damn good. Well, I guess I should mention, as you can see on the side there, she gives magic, res, and luck. Pretty nice for any sort of mages that you want to go for. Not a bad pickup to go ahead and put on Anna, since it will be raising your luck and you will be getting that make a killing pretty often. Not where I'm wanting to go with this. And in fact, I'm not really wanting to go anywhere with Veronica right now. I kind of just wanted to pick her up and not really put her anywhere. So, Reprisal is exceptional. And honestly, it's great to just slot in anywhere where you have an empty slot and you just want to deal more damage. And was actually, like... It was something that I had considered for Yunaka for a little while. There ended up being two problems, though. The goal with Yunaka is to never get hit, so if I'm never getting hit, then Reprisal is just never proccing. The second is that Reprisal is crazy expensive. Let me show you. Even just the base level of Reprisal. Yeah, 5,000. Holy crap. And sure, if you want Reprisal Plus, it's only an extra 1,000. That's not so bad. But just for the skill alone, 5,000? That's so much SP. Now, I'll give her this. She does have a skill that helps you get there. And I'm going to skip down past some of the other inheritables. Because we have SP conversion. Okay, this is a great skill, but why is it at level 13? I would inherit this all over the place if it was at level 5 or lower. Hell, I'd go the extra mile of level 6, level 7, something like that. I'd do that. Why the hell not? In fact, if they just switched SP conversion and level boost, this would be an excellent skill that I would inherit all the time. But the amount of training that it takes to get to SP conversion and to spread out amongst your units is just so many bond fragments that it becomes not worth it. But yeah, if you have a very expensive build that you're shooting for, then I do recommend pay the bond fragments, get SP conversion, and just leave it on your unit for a while. It's really good. You won't be disappointed with your gains. Especially since you only need to pay 300 to get it. It pays itself off rather quickly. Or, if you don't even want to consider how much the skill itself is giving, that's 3 level ups, and it's paid itself off. So, speaking of level ups, let's talk about level boost. The unit defeats a foe of a higher level. It grants 1 level until the end of the battle. So, think Emblem Roy, where if you engage, you just level up 5 times. This is that, but it can go on everyone. And it's good. I don't feel like it's amazing. This is something I could see you putting on pretty much in any empty slot that you can't think of something better. If it didn't have that restriction of the foe needs to be a higher level. If you are playing Maddening, I can definitely see this being really, really good, because Maddening reduces your EXP gain. When you just have normal EXP gains, you're pretty much never going to be fighting anyone who is a higher level than you, and this just will not proc pretty much ever. So I don't see the point. I guess you could throw it on a unit who's pretty far behind and see what happens. It's just not very good. Next is Book of Worlds. This one's a little strange. So basically it has 5 different effects that it can inflict on the foe. However, you have to stack it by using the wait command. And then when you use it, it will revert back to its base stage. So, again, we're so close to greatness where doing nothing for 5 turns is a lot of turns. So you could be really efficient in that maybe you're moving your unit up through the pathway and finding turns where you can kind of just stall it out and get it all the way stacked up. And then it'd be great if it just stayed the whole battle. But because it doesn't, it kind of just ends up being something neat for whoever is using Veronica. It's not insane. But here are all the things that it does. At level 1, if the unit initiates combat, you freeze the foe after combat. Level 2, if the unit initiates combat, it sets the foe's space on fire. Level 3, if the unit initiates combat, it deals 10 damage. If the unit initiates... level 4 is the unit initiates combat, you restore HP equal to the damage dealt during that combat. And then level 5, if you initiate combat, restores HP to self and adjacent allies equal to the damage dealt. Pretty good. In fact, it's very, very nice when you're proccing it. But it is not something that you're going to sit here and stack and stack and stack and stack and get to use all the time. Because it goes away. So it's this combination of so many skills that are like good, but you know what I mean? It's good, but this is a problem. You know, there's an argument to be made that Veronica is a really good emblem to put on a unit because you don't want to have to inherit all of these skills because they only come up every now and again. But they are good when you use them, particularly Reprisal. As you just get Reprisal and get to use it, it's really nice that you didn't have to pay that 5,000 SP and you get this really cool skill that's really strong. Now her engage weapons. So right now, as it stands, I'm creating a lot more editing for myself because I keep moving my screen around. Emblem rings. There we go. All right, go ahead, flash it back up. Helosjalf. Listen, it's a Fire Emblem Heroes character. They're gonna have crazy ass names on their weapons. This is a staff that deals damage. Now, because they didn't want to code that in, they just marked it as a tome. But, I mean, via what it looks like, it's a staff. And it even says it right there. A staff wielded by Emblem Veronica. If the user initiates combat, the foe cannot counterattack. This references legendary. Is it legendary or brave? I don't remember the terminology. It's been so long since I played Heroes. This references, I think it's brave Veronica. Because I remember that being a very big staff that everyone wanted to use. I believe it was also... It also had the effect that... or maybe it didn't have the effect. Maybe it was one of her skills that did this. Where in that game, stabs that do damage deal reduced damage. But the skill allowed you to deal completely neutral damage rather than reduced. As you level her up, she will get Fortify Plus, which... I mean, it's Fortify. You heal everything in your general vicinity for a lot of HP. Using that just 3 turns in a row to just keep everyone healed up can really get you out of sticky situations. So it's kind of worth using on a support if you want. It's one of the few emblems that I feel is a good match for a healer. So I kind of think that makes 3 so far. Micaiah is definitely the best, but Micaiah is good on everyone because it just turns them into a healer and they get to use the Great Sacrifice level up trick. Leaf is good on the dedicated key adept people because, well, particularly Jean can make good, can abuse that pretty good and do some good damage with it. But you also get to break with quadruple attack. And then Veronica, I'd say this is kind of like the last one that healers are really good with. And it's simply because you can engage and just fortify. But there are other things you can do when you engage with Veronica, and I'll go over those in a minute after I cover her last weapon, and that's Elivegar. Elivegar. Well, that's something. It's an engage weapon. A tome wielded by Emblem Veronica nullifies basic stat bonuses on the target. That's just really nice. Like, it's not something that you would want to build any specific strategy around, but it's just super nice, especially if you're going up against someone who has an emblem, like a dark emblem. It's really nice to be able to just shut all that down. Our last two things we have when we engage, and that first is contract. When we are engaged, we are allowed to grant another action to an adjacent ally who is already acted. I want to specify this because some Fire Emblem players may be looking at this and saying, oh my god, she turns you into a dancer. No. She does not refresh you. She grants you another action. The key difference here is that a dancer would allow you to move again as if you had not even taken your turn yet. Contract keeps you locked in place, as it says, ally cannot move, but it allows you to take another action in the sense that you can attack, you can use a vulnerary, you can trade, you can engage, you can do all sorts of things. You just cannot move. It is still the same turn, is treated as the same turn. Does that mean that, oh, well, it's a downgrade, so it's bad? No, not anywhere close. This is amazing, in fact. This is very, very strong. The only reason that contract is kind of overshadowed, well, it's exactly that. Contract is amazing, but it's overshadowed by the many other things Veronica can do when you're engaged, such as attacking with your amazing weapons that you get, and summoning a random unit. This one gets a little complicated, so let's go over it. Via the wiki, I can tell you that the way that it works, you are allowed to summon any random hero. And what it'll do is it'll give you the option, do you want to summon a red, blue, green, or colorless unit? Colors are associated with what type of weapon will pop out when you summon. So in this case, with red, you're getting a sword unit. I'm pretty sure in this game, we don't have any, like, so since we don't have colored magic, it's literally just red, blue, green, sword, lance, axe, in that order. Those are the ones that go with each other. Colorless gives you a whole bunch of stuff. It can give you a bow. It can give you a magic user. I don't think it'll ever give you a healer, which is nice, because that would really just suck. Once you choose which stone you want to summon from, it is going to determine what rarity you summon. And it's like the gacha game. It has a percentage chance of summoning specific types of units. At 3 stars, you are going to get a throwaway unit that's just not very good. There's a 30% chance that you will get a 3 stars unit. Pretty much what you want to do in that case is you kind of just want to move them forward and let them just eat up some aggro and die. It is worth noting that you don't get to summon again just because your summoned hero dies. You only get to use it once per engage. You can also get a 4-star summon, which is a 40% chance. Now, these guys are actually pretty combat adept. They're not, like, insane. But you can definitely get them up there to get some good chip damage. They can soak up some damage, more so than 3 stars can. And just make it a whole lot safer for your units to come in. So if you're playing an Iron Man, I would really recommend using this because it's very nice to not have to risk your units at all. And finally, there's 5 stars. This is another 30% chance to proc. 5-star units are a little bit different because 3 and 4 stars are just random fabrications. Particularly the 3 stars are a base class, the 4 stars are a promoted class. 5 stars summons emblems. So, you know how we've been fighting the emblems in the arena in order to gain bond with them? You can just summon Emblem Roy, and he will fight for you. As a matter of fact, you get control of him. You don't get to do all the crazy engage stuff like Blazing Lion and all that, but he does have all of his skills like Hold Out. It's really cool when you get to do this. The only major downside that I do want to specify, you do have the downside of they do not grant the Veronica Emblem Ring Wielder. They do not grant the EXP that they steal. If you kill someone with one of the fabrications, they just eat the EXP. So that sucks. But these guys do serve a purpose, and I commonly use them. So it is not something you just want to completely ignore. Other things that you should know is that if you are a dragon, your 3... I'm pretty sure that it makes it to where you cannot even summon 3 stars. It makes it to where summoning a 4-star unit is a 70% chance, and a 5-star unit remains at 30. 3 stars is just completely out of the question if you're using a dragon, which, you know, a leer. If you use a backup unit, then it will have the dual strike skill, which as I recall, it basically means it can back you up from a distance, which is really nice. And if it's a cavalry that summons, then the summoned unit gets +1 move. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do with Veronica, and they're trying to encourage you to use this on someone other than a mage. I disagree. I think that this is a mage and a support type of emblem, and that's why I will be using this in the future in conjunction with Celine. Right now, I feel like Celine is benefiting more from Celica, and therefore she's going to be sticking with it. However, in the future, when we are no longer benefiting from Celine, when we are no longer benefiting from Celica, we will be moving over to Veronica. Whew! That was a lot. How about we give myself a break, and I'm going to go do my chores. Once I'm done with the chores, we'll be back, and we will move on with the chapter. See you in a minute. Okay, I am back, and there is one last change I would like to make before moving along. So like I said, I wanted to go ahead and get all of my engravings in order, and this is one that I'd like to do. So currently we have the Holy engraving, you know what I'm talking about, this Sigurd's engraving. We have that on the steel bow that Alchrist is using. I think Alchrist is fine. I think that this axe could use a little help, especially since it's going to be seeing some use soon. So I'm going to go ahead and move the engraving over here. And I thought that maybe I could offset this by going ahead and refining the steel bow one more step. All it does is raise the accuracy, and don't get me wrong, that's good. But in order to actually offset what happened, I would need to spend a silver, and it's just not worth it. Alchrist is doing fine. He is a strong unit. I think he will be fine without an engraving.
I'll be here.
Besides, we're not going to be without emblems forever, so we will get it soon. Let's go ahead and go to the world map. Oh, got some skirmishes. Fortunately, no animals. What a shame.
Are you ready? Destinea Cathedral is our enemy's home base. I suggest we stock up on supplies.
Yes, thank you, Marth. I have very well covered it. Let's begin.
Oh, the snow's really coming down out there.
Yeah, the cathedral always gets hit harder than anywhere else, huh?
And Ivy's late. We've been waiting here for ages. What if she never comes? Maybe things went bad at Brodia Castle and she didn't survive.
No way! Princess Ivy can handle herself.
Thanks, Rosado. You're sweet. Ugh, why is this happening anyway? Ever since Lord Sombron was released, Father's been acting weird. He used to be so kind to me. But since they came into the picture, it's like I hardly exist.
You mean the ones who showed up at Elusia Castle with Lord Sombron?
Yeah, that kid with the hood and the 4 weirdos who follow her around. Father probably only likes them because they brought him so many rings. I thought if I could get him some, he might praise me like he used to. Look how that turned out.
I'm sorry, Hortensia.
It's not your fault. What happened at the Grand Crossing? That was all me. I don't have any clue what Father's up to. I don't know why he wants the rings or what this ritual's about. I'm totally in the dark.
Hortensia. Pardon me for interrupting.
Hey, Goldmary.
King Hyacinth has asked you to join him at the altar. And he wants you to have this.
An emblem ring?
Whoa, the king gave you another one, huh?
He said you should wear it and prepare yourself for battle.
That must mean the Divine Dragon is coming. Good. I'll get some answers about what happened at Brodia Castle. Let's go, you two!
We've arrived. Destinea Cathedral. Vale's directions really did help. Let's head inside, quickly. Hold on a moment. What is it, Marth? I sense the Fell Dragon's presence. He's waiting for us, inside the cathedral. We're not ready to fight him. If the ritual has been completed, we should retreat. And even if it hasn't, I think we had best escape at the first sign of danger. You mean leave King Morion behind? I'm worried about all this. We shouldn't stay any longer than we have to. Whatever we do, we must avoid a direct encounter with the Fell Dragon. It'll be all right. Princess Ivy said that Sombron can hardly move, remember? Plus, we have half of the emblem rings. Even if they had the rest, we'd be evenly matched. It is true that with the allies we've gained, we are formidable. But I urge you, as our leader, do not fall prey to overconfidence. Perhaps I am being too bold. Still, despite everything we're facing, I'm calm. I think it's because you're here, Marth. Me? With you and the other emblems supporting us, we're all feeling more courageous. I hope you'll always stay with us. We are not going anywhere. We will remain by your side until the end of this journey. Thank you. Now, is everyone ready? It's time to put a stop to this ritual and bring King Morion home.
I bid you welcome to Destinea Cathedral. We're so happy to greet you, loathsome divine dragon.
Spare us your lies!
Alas, your presence indicates that Ivy lost her battle. A predictable outcome, of course. You don't appear to have taken her captive. I assume her body has been left for the birds.
You mean my sister is dead?
Where have you hidden King Morion?
All will be known in due time.
Tell us now!
Look, over there! There's someone beside the altar!
Can it be?
Tiamat, it's father, he's alive! Don't worry, father. We're here to save you.
Something's wrong.
Father!
He's been...
It appears you were a few moments too late. As you can see, the ritual has been carried out.
Hyacinth.
You bastard!
We have to leave at once. Call a retreat without delay.
We can't!
King Morion is beyond our aid.
What do you mean? You would have us leave our own father behind? I cannot! I will not abandon him here! The only option is to fight Hyacinth. I won't flee after what he has done!
Diamant. Ulchrist.
Foolish, but I'm not a bit surprised.
The doors!
Yes, we're trapped within.
This grand cathedral will serve as your grave. Thanks to your impetuousness, you brought the rings unto my very hand.
Hyacinth. You?
You're a monster. That's our father!
You're going to pay for this.
Here and now!
So be it, Hyacinth. Now we fight!
And then suddenly we are at the entrance. You know, I never really understood this part, but it could have been easily explained if all they had to do was animate in the cutscene when the Divine Dragon called for a retreat. They at least tried to, and then they got all the way back, and he sealed the doors off so they couldn't retreat. And then Diamant and Ulchrist say something to the effect of, "Good, I didn't want to retreat anyway. I want to settle this now." And then you give Diamant and Ulchrist their character moment, while also giving a real reason as to why we are here, rather than here. Speaking of which, Hyacinth, he has got an emblem as well as a master seal. So, I mean, we're going to have to knock him out anyway because he's the boss and he's the objective. But we are going to want to be careful when we do. And when we do, we get something pretty nice. We also have to deal with Hortensia, who is our sort of mini-boss of this chapter. She's not going to move right here. She also has a dark emblem, but this one, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, honestly, she is worse off for having it. She's going to try to use it against you, and she will deal significantly less damage than if she would have just attacked you with Hellfire. She's not a threat. You just don't really need to worry about her too much. The thing that you need to worry about is that she has the freeze staff, so this could be kind of a pain in the ass. Everything else seems pretty straightforward. We have Gold Mary with an energy drop. We'll definitely want to get that. We also have Rosado over here with a killer axe. That's pretty neat. Again, don't have any axe users at the moment, so not a super imperative. We're going to move Chloe here. This is what I alluded to in the last chapter, that Chloe is going to have a very big job. We're going to be coming up here and dealing with this garbage, because they have, what is this called? Magical Artillery. This is basically like a ballista, but with magic. So this guy's able to shoot all over this arena, and we just don't want to deal with that. The way that we're going to deal with it is we're just going to have Chloe handle him. This is going to cause a bit of a snowball effect, and that's fine. We'll deal with it when it happens. And start moving people around rather than yapping this whole time. Do we have all the characters that we want? Yeah, we haven't really recruited anyone else that we're using, so we're just going to stick with what we got here. That said, I mean, you never know. Maybe Sigurd will...
I am ready.
Not Sigurd. Maybe Leaf will come in handy here with Alfred. Probably should have been doing that for a while now. I will not, however, be moving Yunaka over to Veronica just because we have her. Because I don't believe that Veronica gets more... Or excuse me, Yunaka gets more out of Veronica than she just does... what was it? Alphonse? Pretty sure is the name. It's been a minute. So you have to excuse me. I'm finally going to remember to do this. Anna, you are getting some healing items. Even if it's just one. Yeah, you'll be fine with just a heal. You just need something. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure Treat does more. So, I'll swap that. Yeah. Treat does more, and we don't really care about tossing it down the well, so we'll just go ahead and use it. It's one of the few times where these things are actually considered good. I do want to go ahead and put Anna over here. We'll leave Saline over here. I'll probably maneuver Jake this way. It kind of puts this side at a significant disadvantage. Maybe Anna should go that way instead. So we'll swap both. We'll go like that. I feel like Anna bolsters more than Saline does at the moment. So that's what we're gonna go with. Let's go save and fight.
Father, it's me. It's your son.
Isn't there some way we can change him back? There's nothing we can do. The king you knew is gone.
No.
We have to end this.
What are you saying, brother?
You think father would want to live like this? As this abomination fighting for Hyacinth? We have to let him die as the proud nobleman he was. As the king of Brodia.
I don't know if I can do this.
We must. We will free King Morion's soul and take down Hyacinth.
Let's do it. So we actually have two objectives. We have to defeat Hyacinth and the corrupted Morion. Technically, if we wanted to, we can leave Hortensia alone. I don't know why you would leave her alone. I don't know why you would do that, but you can. She's just gonna cause a lot of problems for you for a while.
I'm sorry.
I suppose it wouldn't be that bad. Because, like I said, she doesn't do a ton of damage. But she does have effective. Effective versus dragon with that. So that can get a little annoying because she'll keep pestering. She will keep pestering Divine Dragon. But you'll probably end up just killing her in return, is the thing.
Let's go.
So let's go ahead and head over this way. This is one of the issues I constantly deal with right here. Rosado is actually a little bit of a threat here because we have Killer Axe. So, crit rate of 37 currently, if I'm reading that correctly. Yes, 37. We are reducing that by 0. It is just going to be a 37 crit rate. So, I mean, we have holdout is the thing. So maybe it'll be fine. The issue we run into is attempting to... Is there a way I can kill this Armor Knight without needing to use magic? How much damage? Oh, wow, we can do a lot of damage. Okay, so maybe what we do is instead... We're going to come right here. We're going to assign Decoy. There we go. We're going to come up right here. And we will attack. I don't think we need to engage. I think we're fine as we are. So we're only taking a little bit of damage from this. We will eat the hit, but only taking a bit. Then again, they're hitting me with axes. We'll engage.
You put up a good fight.
Now we can go ahead and move Alchrist in here, because Alchrist won't be targeted. Same with Alfred here. Just move them on in. These guys are pretty easily baited by doing this, and they simply cannot hit Yunaka. So, done deal.
Let's hear it.
Go ahead and put you there.
Yes.
So you're in range, you are a healer, so you need to be kind of in the area.
All right.
Doesn't really matter what you're doing. I guess I could bolster the left side, but I want to have faith that Diamant has got it covered. So that does happen pretty frequently, is that she will get stuck because she gets hit with the freeze.
Another kill for me.
And because you went up there and attacked, those armor knights are now able to move early.
There.
So of course, if you get lucky, then you don't have to worry about that. But we did not. We actually plinked that damage, which is really nice. Rosado, on the other hand, 13 with a crit would have been kind of scary, but we do guarantee the kill.
You took me out just like Princess Ivy, huh?
Yes, actually. Because we're not killing you. It's kind of weird how you meant something entirely different, but you were actually fully correct. So, here's the issue. We have a steel bow coming our way, and we just don't want to deal with that as a flyer. And as I recall, I think transforming into dragon form does not give us what we're hoping for. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to do a little shenanigans with Citrine here, since we're not needing to heal anything. Going to go to the convoy. That's... it's level B. Okay, you're not promoted, so you can't use it. Do you have B? You do have B. Okay. So here's what we're going to do instead. It's really a shame. That's such a waste of unit economy, but it'll be fine. We have a lot of really good units doing a lot of really good things. I think what we probably want to do is we'll have Saline come down here and kill this. Just to get this out of our hair. And then we're going to double up on Goldberry because she's one of the only threatening ones here. A lot of our foes are pretty low level compared to where we are right now. Part of the reason I kind of encourage not grinding on all of the... what are they called? The skirmishes. I don't feel that you need them. We'll go ahead and engage because there's plenty of Emblem energy up ahead. So we're going to override using this, of course.
I must insist now. Please die.
Sorry, that's not happening. I'm going to ride on through. Perfecto. And the archer will probably come down, but the thief, I'm pretty sure, is locked on right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and move on up. And then you have something you need to do, so we're using Yunaka to finish off Goldberry. Perfect.
I mustn't add to Hortensia's grief. I'm much too precious to her.
Nice. Got an energy drop. And honestly, Yunaka, you can hold on to it. Because I got big plans for you in that energy drop. Let's focus on what's going on over here first. I mean, this is a pretty easy cut and dry decision right here, and I'm not worried about that one coming and trying to attack me. It's really just not a concern of mine. There we go.
I'll apologize
I do
later.
believe a sign decoy only lasts for a turn. So even though we've only been targeted twice, I believe it's gone. Which is a little bit of a shame. It does mean that we can't just stop the sword flyer from from coming after us. But Diamant's doing just fine. He's gonna come over here and finish this off, no issues. Do barely miss out on the KO, which is such a shame. How far do I need to... I just need one space to the left, and that's it. Then again, I'm not really worried about the Divine Dragon doing anything on this chapter, at least until the first half. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you do the whole process. You're going to go in here, you're going to pull out the rescue, and then you're going to trade it over and have Anna use it. And then Anna, all she has to do is use it. It's in range, so I can actually just move over here. So, that's an archer. We do want to stay away from that. It kind of defeats the whole purpose if we put her right in the range of another archer. Just rescue her over. She ultimately did what she needed to do, because we just didn't want to be bombed by magic all the time. That was the only concern there. So we just move Citrine out of the way. We move you onto the pillar so you're safe. And then everything's done. She is on the move now, which is another effect of you charging early. But again, she's just being a nuisance. She's not actually going to be a real threat. Did I just whack that arrow out of the air? That's awesome. That's one of those things where it's like, it's such cool things that you could potentially do, but if you wanted to try to practice it, you put yourself in real danger. You know, trying to knock an arrow from a real bow out of the air. Even if it's like a practice arrow, I mean, those things leave welts. Like, they hurt. Obviously, a real arrow would just kill you, and we don't want that. Potentially kill you. It's not a, you know. I forgot to do my Duolingo again from the last episode. Damn it. No. It's not midnight yet, so we're not that worried about it, but I really need to remember it or else I will forget again. I mean, that... Ignore what I just said there. That's pretty straightforward. If I forget... If I do not remember it, then I will forget. That's pretty... I mean, yeah. That's pretty straightforward. That was a given, in fact. Go ahead and heal up Diamant here. Give him a nice little treat. Next up, we'll just have Chloe run up here. We're not worried about that thief stealing anything because we are moving forward quite fast.
It's tea time.
Edge.
Simple enough.
Go ahead and move on forward. Don't really want to get hit by an axe, though.
I'm ready.
That is going to be Diamant's prerogative. Honestly, Alfred, if you steal the aggro from Hortensia here, that would be awesome. I'm not worried about getting hit by Lewin. Like, yeah, I will probably get hit by it, but I don't actually think it'll do that much damage. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. You can reach the archer. Can you kill him? Yeah.
Was that too much?
Good stuff, Yunaka. See, even without... Here's the thing. We have yet to give Yunaka an emblem other than the occasional Micaiah. The emblem that I am planning on giving Yunaka is far and away her best one and makes her insanely good. I promise you, you will not be disappointed by Yunaka once we get there. Man, it is a wild ride.
I have to keep everyone safe.
Alright, I will go ahead and toss that steel dagger in the convoy. I know Yunaka's standing right there, and we could just trade it over, but our dagger is clearly better.
Don't fear for me.
Gonna attack you. Wind will actually give us the kill.
All flowers eventually wilt.
Good stuff. You do have a basic heal.
You, dragon! You're the one who killed my sister, aren't you?
No.
Good performance, I like it.
Ivy is alive.
Then where is she? If she's alive, prove it!
I don't know where she is.
See? I knew it! You're lying! I'm gonna make you pay for what you did!
I like it because... Ooh, it is a lot of damage, actually. I like it because she should be very exasperated. Like, all of that fear and frustration that she has in her voice, that should be present. So, while normally it would come off as weird and bad, it fits here, and I feel like it was a good performance. Bro, my lance. What am I looking for here? I opened this up because I wanted to look at something. Right, I wanted to look at Fram. But I'll handle that in a minute. So you are resistant, but not immune. Yeah, it reduces effectiveness. Alcris is still kind of clapping you. Unfortunately, because we got rid of our engraving, you are surviving this. I don't think that there's any just free buffs I can give you. Which is a shame, but it'll be fine. What about Flame Gambit? That doesn't change anything. What about Engaging? That also doesn't change anything. There is a way I can get the kill, but I mean, I'd have to go ahead and stand on an Emblem Energy. We only have so many of those. Then again, if I don't engage with anyone else, then I'll have the perfect amount. So, to hell with it. We'll engage, and we're going to Combat Art, and we're going to Fallen Star. This'll do it. No, it won't. Wait, Fail Not is weaker than my Steel Bow? That doesn't sound right.
You took my sister from me! I'll never forgive you!
Do what? How much damage do you do? You do secure a kill, you just don't want to get hit. So, I mean, what I can do is I can just go ahead and give a little pop shot with Alfred here. Which, I don't think that we are getting a ton of experience just by finishing off a crystal. I think it's about the same as usual. Then we come over here and we attack with Wind. It's not going to be enough. 25. Yeah, you live on 1. Well, like I said, we have engaged over there, so let's just go ahead and engage.
Emblem, engage.
Be happy, Hortensia. No one's put me in this situation in a while. Goodbye.
My prayers are with you.
Oh, I lost. Why do I always lose? Well, I won't let you kill me.
So, like I said, she kind of just ends up being a nuisance, especially to your main character, but is ultimately not the hugest threat in the world. Let's get you moving forward. Same with you.
My will is firm.
I mean, you can reach, but it'll just be a chip. Now, the information I wanted from Fran. She does have a B in staff, so interestingly enough, I think Fram might be better off. Like, if I'm just wanting a dedicated staff user, I might be better off using Fram than a Micaiah boosted Citrine. Like, you might get weaker heals, but that's fine. I'm pretty sure it's based off your magic. If it's not based off of your magic, then... oh my god. Obviously, you should be using your healers.
Another kill for me.
There we go. And then... Jean. Go ahead and finish him off. Nice and easy.
Be more diligent.
Now we don't have a whole lot going on. We're kind of just moving everybody up. Grab a surge. That'll be good to toss down a well. So yeah, let's consult the list. We need a topic here. Let's consult the list. So we got, again, some Pokemon ideas. I also have a Christmas thing. So... I want your opinion on something. Oh my god, I just noticed something. I haven't been doing the comment questions of the day. Oh, it's fine because no one was really answering them to begin with, but... like I said, it's more... I guess engagement bait is an apt word for it, because I am baiting people to engage. But not for the purposes of wanting to, like, boost up... It wasn't for the purposes of wanting to like, boost up my channel numbers. That wasn't the point of the quote-unquote engagement bait. I was wanting to bait engagement just because I like engaging with the audience. It's just something that pleases me. I can go ahead and get a chip on that door, so I will. I'm not going to break it, though. But that was kind of just an aside because I mentioned I want to ask you guys something. In truth, the topic I wanted to cover was Christmas ideas. So, I don't have any brothers, so I don't need to worry about them. But I do have parents, much like everyone else in the world. I suppose not everyone has parents that they need to give gifts to, but I understand that, and I am sensitive to that issue. I understand. That said, I do have some parents I need to give some gifts to, and I don't know what to give them. And the worst thing about it is that I never do. So, I'm kind of curious. Is that an issue that you guys deal with frequently as well? Or am I just kind of like being a bad son? Like, I don't think I am, but who knows? Maybe I could be a little more diligent, paying attention to the needs of my family members. But I swear my parents are just the type of people, like, my mom is constantly hassling me for stuff that she wants to give me for Christmas. To the point where, like, I've had to tell her, Mom, I'm pretty well satisfied with my life. If I want something, then I can buy it. And I don't need you to shower me with gifts, because I'm not a child. That said, it is just something that she wants to do, so she's constantly asking me for present ideas.
With that emblem at his side, King Hyacinth will be able to fire arrows from a great distance. Let us proceed with caution.
It is indeed something that we are going to need to watch for, and is why Chloe has remained this far back. We do want to watch. How far can you go with those? I need to actually move someone into it to see. It says he'll start shooting from there. I don't remember him ever doing that. I thought he usually waits a minute. Maybe not. Anywho, so my parents are the opposite, where they will constantly pester me for gift ideas, and then in return, they offer me none. Even when I ask them, like, I know that's the first question that's going to be asked. Well, do you ask them? Just today, I asked my dad. He said, I'm easy. Just get me a shirt or something. And I'm like, okay, I am sure that you would be happy with a shirt. And I could just take that at face value and that be the answer. I could. However, you guys are like constantly pestering me for all sorts of gifts. I understand, like, I am the son here, so you'll be more than happy with just a single gift. Okay, fair enough. But if I'm only gonna do a single gift, I want it to be something a little, like, you know, a little more unique than a t-shirt. So, I don't know, maybe it's not as big a deal as I'm making it out to be. Gonna assign decoy on Diamant. That way we don't get broken from the tomahawk that Morion's gonna throw at us. Go ahead and move forward as well. You're a healer, so you can just back off. Get Saline in here. Good.
Remember this.
And I have no idea what to do for
This
Mom.
is our last sparring match, isn't it, Father? When I was a boy, you taught me the meaning of strength. You'd make light of it. But you were preparing me for when I'd have to fight my own battles. That day has come. And you prepared me well. Your life was devoted to protecting Brodia's honor. Now I take on that mantle. Was I a good son? I should have asked you that sooner. You instilled in me pride and strength. And most importantly, you gave me your love. I should have told you what that meant.
Now that is a much deeper topic that I would like to talk about, but I don't know if I'm ready for things to get that heavy.
You put up a good fight.
Is he gonna shoot at me? Because that could actually knock out. Okay, good. No, I'm not in range. Because the pink is his range. So yeah, we're doing fine. I'll wrap up that topic. I never know what to get for Mom because she always, anything that she wants, which is not a lot, she always immediately tells to Dad, and he's the one that handles it. So I never know what to get for her, and by the time I figure it out, it's already been bought. So that's my thoughts, and the comment question of the day is, do you guys have this situation where your parents, or maybe you have someone more appropriate, like your spouse or brothers and sisters, someone who is just a pain in the ass to purchase gifts for? Do you have that situation? Do you struggle with that? Let me know. Okay. Let's handle Morion, and then let's handle some heavy topics. I sat up for this. I'm also getting some static. I am actually... No, I can't reset it, because then OBS is going to be a dick about it. I guess I'm dealing with it for the rest of this episode. How do I want to do this? Obviously, I need to take care of you first. That's first and foremost. So, you're only taking 10 damage from the Aster Storm, so we're not too scared of that.
Was that too much?
I'm fairly certain the static doesn't come through in the recording. I'm pretty sure it's just the application I use in order to see my game on my monitor. If you leave it open for too long, the audio just starts coming through with some static. I don't know why, it just does. Now, this is also something that I wanted to do. In fact, we'll go ahead and engage.
I'm sorry you're stuck with me.
Houses unite.
Father, if you have to die, let it be by my hand. This would be an unbearable burden for Diamant. So I must... I must do this, Father. If some part of you is still in there, just... thank you for everything.
I love you. I always will.
Let's see you dodge this!
There we go. Got some good damage in. Now we can swoop in with someone who's doing a bit less damage. Healing up first. And then... you're actually doing a lot of damage. We're going to wait on you. Because I want to give you the kill.
King Morion, you said you wanted to duel when we made it back to the castle. Remember? I wish we could have crossed swords as friends. But now, we must face each other as enemies. I won't falter! Dream well.
Good stuff. Get a level up. Ah, very good. All three of the most important stats plus an HP. And let's follow it up with this. Diamant and Alcris' story is something that I would like to talk about a little bit more.
Strong of body, strong of heart.
I've already talked about the part where Diamant comes off as powerful and someone who's got everything in order. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he wants. But at the end of the day, he is someone who's scared just like everybody else. And it's people like Alchrist who view him as the unstoppable hero who live in his shadow. The shadow of someone who doesn't even exist. I feel like that is such a beautiful story, especially when you cap it off with not only is Diamant forced into the position to become king, but also he has to become king by being the very one to slay his own father, or be part of the party that slays his own father. You could make the argument that he's already been dead, but, you know, semantics. I think that that is such a heavy burden.
Tell me, how do you feel about the new Brodian king? Once Lord Sombron drank his blood, we had no need of him, but we corrupted him for you. Am I not generous? You can show your gratitude by dying for Lord Sombron.
That is such a heavy burden to take on. And Alchrist comes in and shows true courage by being willing to be the one who shoulders that burden for Diamant. Someone that he looks up to and believes can just take on the whole world. He's so much greater than Alchrist that he can do anything and Alchrist can do nothing. And yet, Alchrist feels as if he is the one who needs to protect Diamant. It's such a familial bond that is beautiful. And it really gets kind of sullied by all the comedic moments. Like, when they try to play off Alchrist's character as just kind of a weirdo. If, you know, if we're being really clear. But for the most part, I really like that character. I really like that story. I really wish we got more of it. Now, to talk a little bit more in depth about what Diamant was talking about, man, does that hit home. Seeing what is essentially your father's animated corpse and speaking to him, even though he will not be able to hear you, saying he's basically grieving. Saying, I wish I had the time. I wish I had set aside the time to ask you, was I a good son? And all these other things that he had mentioned. Man, that hits home. Especially, you know, being someone's son. And knowing that one day you too will lose your parents. It's the, you know... That old saying, the only two things that are guaranteed in life are death and taxes. Knowing that you will lose your parents one day, that is a very tough burden to bear. And just watching someone else deal with that, even a fictional character, that's rough. It really does hit home. At least I think so. Maybe for some people, you know, they can't identify, and that's understandable. But I think that it's a great story. I think that they are great characters, even if they are executed a little bit poorly, particularly Alchrist. I just wish we had more screen time with them. Really, the only mention that we get of this going forward...
There are so many of him. How is this possible? He used the emblem to create doubles. Careful. We do not know what they're capable of.
Going forward, the only way that we get any more on that story is if you look at the support conversations between particularly Diamant and Alchrist. And that's... I mean, maybe I'm forgetting something, but I'm pretty sure that's it. So that pretty much wraps up what I wanted to say on that. It ultimately just boils down to, I like their story and I wish there was more. Anyway, we have a new thing that this Dark Emblem is doing, and we need to take care of that. We have illusory doubles. They have 1 HP, and they have all of the same, maybe not all the same, but mostly the same stats as the original. The only difference is they have the Manicotti instead of whatever this person is wielding. They also do not move. The main thing that they do is that they will follow up attack. So, the big issue is that he does this in this corridor and they're all surrounding him. So how do you get to him to do a good amount of damage, especially with your one range weapons? Well, I seem to recall a little somebody having something just for this type of moment. Let's use Cataclysm.
Are we done here?
Pretty much. Ooh, 500 gold. All right. So we got rid of all the doubles, so now we are free to just wail on Hyacinth. Let's go ahead and take care of everyone else. Oh, you're so close. There's not really any way to get you any other EXP, so I think it'd end up being a waste if I tried this. Let's focus on other people in that case. Let's get you up here. Maybe you. Yeah, you can finish off this.
Was that too much?
Decent level up. Pretty good, pretty good. Got a strength. That's what we want. Go ahead and I will pop in with Jean. We'll let Jean do this.
I have to keep everyone safe.
And so you have. Next up, I want you to come up here. Can you do a chip? How far can you move? You can move there. If you were to warp Ragnarok, do you just kill him? You don't. You chip. So let's do that.
My apologies. I strike you.
And then we're going to follow up with this.
I had no choice but to win.
And then I don't think that he one-shots. Yeah, no he doesn't. We need to do at least 17 damage. Which I think we might be able to do. We only do 12. How much do you do on Fencelir? There's a good chance that you crit, which is not what we're wanting. I want Diamant to get this kill, not just because that would be poetic, but also just because we're trying to train him here. So we can get this chip, and then we can follow up with this. We do take a big ol' hit from that killer bow, but there's no crit chance, so it's fine. Good stuff. Now we can finish off with engage and attack.
I cannot accept this. Please, no more, no more.
Another good piece of advice. If you are dealing with that and you do not have the DLC, or you simply haven't done Soren's chapter yet, another way to deal with those illusory doubles, you can either use Tiki to use the fire breath and get a couple of them out of the way, or you can knock out one of them, the one up front, and then you can take whoever your Roy user is, and not only will you hit the main body for a good chunk of damage, but you also knock out 2 of the illusory doubles on either side of him. All that would leave is 1 in the back, and you can just leave him alive while all the rest of your units gang up on him and defeat him. So there are plenty of ways to do this. Even Sigurd can help here. Lots of ways to do this, and you do not need Soren to do it. Soren is more just like the perfect answer.
We've won, Hyacinth. It's over.
Get away! Do not come near me!
And now, I avenge my father.
That spell! It's you! The one who killed my mother.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I thought I was finished there.
I'm not being merciful, merely pragmatic. The ritual was a success. The Fell Dragon will be here in a moment.
He can move once again? That means the sacrifice worked.
Here he comes.
Lord Sombron!
It seems my powers have returned because of you.
It was an honor, my lord.
And yet, I still hunger for more.
Please, my lord, devour these fools.
Alas, I have a different meal in mind.
Huh?
Only sovereign blood will quell my hunger. You understand. I want your blood. And I will take it.
King Hyacinth.
I thought he and the Fell Dragon were on the same side.
Now that was entertaining.
What?
Did you see his face? The shock? The betrayal?
Stop laughing! What's wrong with you?
Is that Vale?
You irritating girl. You had to go and ruin my fun. This is why I detest humans.
No, it can't be. But that's the bandage I used to dress her wound.
I should introduce myself. I am Sombron's daughter, the Fell Princess. You may call me Vale. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Vale. What do you mean, the Fell Princess? How could you deceive us like this?
Deceive you? We've never even spoken before.
What?
Enough idle chatter, Vale. Take the rings.
As you wish, Father.
I would like you to note something specific she said there, because it's going to be important later.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the Divine Dragon and their merry band. Fancy running into you here.
It's you again. I know you. You're the wretch who stormed Firenze Castle.
Wretch? Not much of a greeting, that. But I guess the fault is mine for not properly introducing myself. You have my apologies for my man's actions in Firene. I take responsibility for what he's done. Take comfort in the fact I killed him myself.
What?
As for who I am, my name is Zephia. I am a mage dragon of great power, and Lord Sombron's humble servant in all things. As for my companions here, they are like family to me. Together, we are known as the Four Hounds.
You tell yourself that. She's a dragon, and the rest of us are humans. Family, she calls us. The name's Gris, and I'm not the prisoner-taking type.
Call me Marnie. I heard we'd be meeting some royalty today, but you look like a bunch of losers to me.
I'm Mavier. The pleasure is all mine. Lady Vale has told us much about you.
I don't care what you call yourselves. You're in our way. Now stand aside! Come on, we can fight our way past them. Everyone, engage with emblems! Huh? The rings.
Something the matter? The Draconic Time Crystal. Of course you had it with you all along. Sorry, but I just had to take it back again. I grabbed it during your little chat with Zephia. Amazing you didn't notice. You must not be very bright.
Hold on. You used it?
Yes. Now all your rings are here, right where they belong.
Give them back!
6, eh? I have to admit I'm impressed. Father, the emblem rings.
Well done. Now the rings are in my possession. Good. Now to purge them of any trace of divine dragon power. To begin, the Ring of the Hero King.
Marth!
Shine on, Emblem of Beginnings.
Marth? Marth, speak to me, please!
It's no use. My father's spell power is now coursing through the emblem ring. He's no longer the sweet little Marth you knew.
No, please.
Provide for us, Emblem of the Holy War.
Sigurd!
Care for us, Emblem of Echoes. Heal us, Emblem of Dawn.
Celica! Micaiah! Stop it! Just stop!
Free us, Emblem of Genealogy. Rise up, Emblem of Binding.
Leave. Roy! I can't do this without you!
Say goodbye to your beloved emblems. Now they belong to us. Oh, how I wanted these two. Marth and Sigurd. After killing Lumera, I was forced to leave them back there with you. Do you have any idea how irritating that was for me?
Vale!
We must retreat, Divine One.
Oh, so now you want to turn tail and run? We have all your rings and you have nothing. Abandon hope. You will all die.
Give them back! Give them back to me!
That's quite the situation. And I think now you are starting to understand why we needed to do all that prep. Oh, but we're not done. There's still much to be done in this little arc here. But we're going to call it there for now. So, in the next episode, we're going to continue right where we left off. In the next chapter. I'll see you then.